Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the Nintendo Famicom system. Last episode, Fess, Maxine, Booker, and their friend Leon cleared the first 2 floors of the Jade Passage. Now they got 4 more to go, so including this one where they're going to get to take a little bit of a bath as they walk through those waterfalls. So no random encounters in the waterfall, but we do take 1 point of damage every tile that we step through the waterfall. So. But more of the same enemies here, the annoying marbles and the abyss worms, so I'm going to concentrate our fire on the abyss worm, try to get it out of the way. Hopefully Booker and Leon do some good damage. If they do good enough damage, they should be able to take it out, so before it gets a chance to act and use that Cyclone 13 on us. So, woohoo! So... Alright, then hopefully they can finish off the other marble that's not wounded next round, and Fess and Maxine can finish off the one they've been concentrating on, and we can get on with our adventuring. So we got a few more mini bosses to fight in this episode. We're going after some good treasures. So. Another interesting thing about this is there's actually a store, a hidden store, where we can get some really powerful magics, second copies of them. We won't be buying any of the magics, because we already got what we need. At the base, hidden behind one of the waterfalls, at the base of this level. So, it's something that, you know, some people might miss, because why would you want to go into, a waterfall like that and purposely damage yourself? So, well, maybe somebody discovered it they figured out, avoid random encounters. I'll go through the waterfall, and they realized, wait, I got stuck. What's going on? Hit the A button, and brought up a shop menu. So, I'll show that off in a little bit. But first, we gotta get through more of these Chimera Sphinxes, and then get that treasure chest down there. So. And get a new mini-boss. So, that chest down there, spoiler, has the rune axe that we already got one for Leon, so that's the rarest drop of the general enemies. We ended up getting 2 of them, so that was pretty lucky, I guess, for us. Or unlucky if you look at it, that we'd rather have gotten something else instead. So, like maybe an early copy of the dragon armor, but oh well, we will get that dragon armor soon. So, on the next floor. Luckily, this floor is kind of short. And the floor after it, though, is another one of those wide open floors. So, the final 2 floors are also very short. So once we or not necessarily short, but they're basically a thin, narrow walkway around a big pit. Thankfully, this isn't one of the Dragon Quest games where you can fall off ledges and fall into pits and be usually warped out of a dungeon. Maybe those are in the towers in Dragon Quest 2 and 3. You'll be climbing a tower, and if you stick too close to the edge, you might go overboard. Not overboard, you might go over the edge. We're not on ships here. Maybe I'm thinking of ships because they're really popular in Dragon Quest. There's not you don't really get airships in Dragon Quest. Some of the games you get like a way to fly, but it's not like Final Fantasy where you're always getting an airship. There's a staple of the series. Dragon Quest 3 we get Ramia, the bird, to fly. Dragon Quest 4 we get a hot air balloon. 5 we get a Pegasus, and 6 we get a magic carpet and a floating bed. So that's that game has like two different worlds. There's like a dream world and a real world. The real world gets the floating carpet, the flying carpet, and the dream world gets the floating bed. 7 I like played just a little bit, didn't get too far into it. Like I said, those are ones on the DS system that are going to take a billion years to go through. And 8, what do you get in 8? You get something in 8. Another bird. You get another bird, and then 9 you get this celestial train. So a lot of folks are talking about they're redoing the Dragon Quest III in the 2D, 2.5 HD format, and a lot of people want them to remake Dragon Quest IX, even though it's one of the newer ones. 11 was the last one that came out. I guess it's a few years old, but people want it to be remade because it's the only Dragon Quest available only on a portable system. It's only available on the DS or 2DS or 3DS, that line of handhelds from Nintendo. So, can't play it at home on a console. So, yeah, folks want it to be re-released. But, well, actually all these Final Fantasies recently got re-released, 1 through 6, pixel remastered versions. So, but I got them all on like I said, the regular versions here. So, I actually ordered the Famicom carts from Japan for 2, 3, and 5, and then I just play them on an emulator. But I actually have the actual Famicom carts, so that way I feel like, hey, I kind of own the game. I'm just playing it in a different format, because they would be in obviously in Japanese because they're non-translated, so and I cannot read Japanese, so. Alright, well, the King Behemoth is down. He hits pretty hard, but other than that, nothing really, special about him. He says he has 1 attack, hits hard, but, as long as you keep yourself healing up, he's not going to be casting a powerful spell that can wipe out more than 1 character at a time. So, it's just a matter of keeping yourself, healed if need be, so. But our evasion pretty much kept us safe for the most part. Blizzard and Fire, both of them about. Blizzard a little bit closer, but they're basically, 3/4 of the way there. All these doors we pass up, of course, are trap rooms, so no point going into them. Trying to avoid as many counters as possible. These episodes are long enough as it is. So, trying to make them as, I guess I could, theoretically, like in the other ones, I will do it in the next playthrough, when I do Final Fantasy III. I'll cut out, battles that, are repeat battles. I just didn't want to do that with this game, or similar to how I didn't do it in Final Fantasy Legend 1 and Legend 2. So that everyone can see that I'm not using any of those cheat glitches, the select cancel glitch, or manipulating the random number generator on the old Game Boy. There was a way you can do that if you got a stat increase. You would just save your game, and then if you reset the game, the series of battles were played exactly as they did before, so it was a way to kind of farm stats. It only worked on the old Game Boy, the original Game Boy, I guess because of hardware limitations, the way that it was always set up, the random number generator in that game. So, I guess Fess is getting close to Holy 8, and he can start working back on his sword and knives again, so. We're mainly using that Holy, not because of damage, because like I said, eventually Fess, when he gets the best sword in the game, will go back to being a melee character. But we just want to get his spirit up as high as possible, so. So here's the vendor. We're just going to sell a bunch of this stuff, because we have, we need to get a bunch of room, and a lot of this stuff is useless. So, we're not going to buy anything off this vendor, though. All he sells is 4 magic spells. Some pretty powerful magic spells, but None that we need, so we'll get rid of that wizard's cane. We'll replace the mallet here. We don't want her to be silenced. What can we do for you? Sell the wizard staff. And he has Death, Berserk, Haste, and Flare, so all black magic spells, but we don't need them, so Haste and Berserk, though, will eventually become white magic spells. I don't know what game they'll become white magic spells in. I don't know if they become white magic in 3, but I know in 4 they are definitely white magic. So, yeah, 3 is probably the one that I've played through the least amount of times of all the Final Fantasies that well, I can't say that I've played, because that would be like 7 and 8, the ones on the computer. But of these initial 6, the NES and Super Nintendo years, usually a lot of people, well, I'd say a lot of people consider the Super NES kind of like, I guess, the golden years of the Final Fantasies. If there's anyone who disputes that, it's usually people in the PlayStation 1 crowd who think that the golden years were 7, 8, and 9. So those are the two, it seems to be big points of contentions among like fans of the series. So, but yeah, those are the two golden years. With a lot of people, another point of contention of them is which Final Fantasy is, the best. 6 or 7 seem to be the ones that are thrown out there a lot. You have people on both crowds who, say 6 is better, and others who say 7 is better. So, I personally like 6 better, although I like 4 better than 6. So, but I don't think anyone can really argue that probably 7 was the one that had the biggest impact on the series, because Square really marketed it. Before, RPGs tended to be kind of a niche genre, but then when Final Fantasy VII was coming out on the PlayStation, they really advertised it and hyped it, and really marketed it well, that it just became really popular and basically exploded the popularity of the Final Fantasy. So I guess you can see that in, they skipped quite a few Final Fantasies. They skipped 2, 3, and 5 over here in America, but then when Final Fantasy VII was released, there's none have been skipped since then. The whole world got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, all the 13 spin-offs, 14 and 15, and now 16 is supposed to come out. I've seen trailers, I don't know if it's this year or next year, so 7 spun off its own movie, what was it, Advent Children, and a bunch of other games related to 7, like the 7 universe, and it actually spawned a remake. Although people, I don't know if it's called a remake or it's a stealth sequel. So, alright, we got the Holy Spear there, best spear in the game, but we're not using it. We already got one of them earlier. We also got a really good shield, the Aegis Shield and the Dragon Shield. I've been kind of hyping them both up. Giving them both to the same character gives them all the resistances. Aegis gives body, mind, death and matter, dragon, ice, fire, lightning, and scourge. So, really good there. And we can pass the black garb down to Leon. He gives a little bit better defense than the diamond cuirass, and gives him the plus 10 agility, so that means you can switch off. We give him the the giant gloves, because he gets the bonus for agility from the black garb. And then we'll give the Thief's Gauntlets now to Booker, because he's getting the he lost the agility bonus because he de-equipped the black garb, and he's always been getting the head bonus from the strength bonus from the twist headband. So now Booker has protection from all the elements, and he gets his plus 10 strength, plus 10 agility. So he's set for the rest of the game. So yeah, he's the first one, I guess, basically set for the game. So Fess will still need his sword, the Mazmune sword. Leon will be switching gear around based on some of the Genji gear that we get in Castle Pandemonium. And we're going to have to pass down that Dragon Shield to Maxine. And she's also going to need a ribbon. So you can get another Aegis Shield from a rare drop from the Iron Giant, but it's so rare to find the Iron Giant, yet alone to end up getting it to drop the rare item that you need. So it's one of its rare items. I think it's like it's 10% drop rate for the Aegis Shield. Its rarest drop, I think, is the Excalibur. So I could probably do a quick lookup of that real quick. But yeah, just finding the Iron Giant though is really long. It's one of the few monsters that is only one in 64 encounter, and it can only be encountered in the final level, not in the final dungeon. So, but let's look up that Iron Giant drops here real quick here. So it also drops the Genji gear. So let's see. 2,000 gil, 40% drop, 20% chance to drop 10,000 gil, 10% chance to drop a Genji helm, Genji gloves, Genji armor, and then a 5% drop to drop either Excalibur or the Aegis Shield. So yeah, 5% drop, but it looks like it's in the rarest drop slot 8, as opposed to slot 7. Even though they're both, 5% chances, I think they go with 7 before they go with the 8th slot. So, just like how the Genji helm was in the 3rd slot, the 4th and the 5th slot, Genji gloves, Genji armors, respectively, will probably pop up more often than the Genji helm will pop more often than them, even though they're all 10% drop rates. So, sadly, Fess in the last battle got osmosed. Boo. Those giant marbles. Not giant marbles, giant parasites. Or the mega parasites. You keep seeing the G on the marbles here, and I'm thinking great. Giant. Yeah, they're abbreviated, but on the bestiary that I consulted, that I just kind of consulted here on Game Corner Guides. GameCornerGuides.net. Gamercorner.net is the address. They have quite a few good guides on there, so well, I get a lot of the information that I use to share with you all on these playthroughs. Ooh. If I ever see another marble again, it'll be too soon. And we get the Yoichi bow, the best bow in the game. We already got one of them earlier, but we left it with Rickard. I didn't want to take it off him. We didn't have room in our inventory, and it wouldn't have been fair to, knowing that Rickard was about to sacrifice himself to save us, to de-equip him of everything. So, one good reason not to de-equip your 4th party member when they leave in the remake version of this for the Game Boy Advance is the Soul of Rebirth after playthrough. In that one, you play as you start off as Minwoo, then you recruit Scott, the prince who died at the beginning of the game, Gordon's brother, and then you get Joseph and Rickard, and they it's all in the afterlife. And they are in the afterlife with all the stats and all the equipment that they got, or that they left the party with. So if you take off all their equipment, they're going to have nothing when they when you play that second scenario, or that bonus scenario. Which some say is kind of arguably harder than the original game, because all the monsters are really, really tough. They're like 5, 6, 7 rank. And, you know, you think about it, Min Woo is a pretty low level when you lose him. So is Joseph. So, Scott is, somewhat decent. He's probably like on par with Rickard when you first got Rickard. He has some black magic. He's kind of like the black wizard in your group. Min will be the white mage, and then Joseph and Rickard are your fighters. But whatchamacallit, that really shows you the importance of like buffing spells. So yeah, you basically can't like almost defeat the first battle that you get into without using like blink and protect on Min Woo. So it's a good thing that he has a lot of high-powered magic there. So I think Fest there maxed out his Holy, or got it up to level 8. Maxine got her Blizzard up to level 8. Let's check it out real quick. Oh no, so it's 6, so we haven't been using it much, so I thought maybe I almost got to the point. But I know Maxine was very close to getting things, so just good that we used it on, finished off that red dragon there, which is weak to Blizzard. Sadly, it didn't drop any of its good items, like another dragon shield, or the dragon mail. The shield would have been better, of course. Mail, I guess, would have been good for Leon, though, but, well, we've got the final 2 floors of the Jade Passage in our next episode. Take care, have a good one, thanks for following along. Bye.